McConnell and Shannon back with you, and we are with the coach himself. Scotty Bowman is with us, and you are still following the NHL on a nightly basis. I know that. Are you not?
Yeah, it's getting late some nights, but yeah, I do, Bob. I watch. I missed a couple of games that I kind of pick and choose. I go to all the Lightning games, so I got a pretty good report on them. And I like to see, especially the Western teams, because they don't come through this way much.
Right.
Okay, so that leads to a really good Tampa question. Have they hit the wall, Scotty?
No, 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 no. I think the game with Boston, and then the last game against Carolina. I think that, and they lost the game against New Jersey, but it was their fifth, both teams, but fifth game in 9 nights. They had played Saturday, Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, but they do have, they're a different team, but they do have those two ingredients. I think that's so important in the playoffs. And he has come back with a couple of really top games in Vasilevsky, and they have a power play. It's not gonna go away. So they're important things in the playoffs. The one thing that's a surprise maybe is they're a game under 500 on the road. So they're gonna play. I mean, we know last year what happened against Toronto in Game 7, but Toronto was close last year. I remember it like it was yesterday. I mean, they had that lead in game 6, leading the series 3-2. I think they got a couple of penalties. Remember that near the end of the second, and in the 7th game, Vasilevsky had 20 shots, and remember Nick Paul scored a very tainted goal to put them ahead. I mean, but they're a team that you never can count out. They got those 5 Hall of Famers, as I figured. I mean, Vasilevsky, Hedman, Point, Kucherov, Stamkos. They haven't got the depth as they had. But if anything happened to, I would be concerned if anything happened to any of those 5, because they're all important in their own way. Point's got the most goals in the team. Stamkos they move him up and down from that line to another line, but he's got that shot on the power play. I mean, and they're not. There's not many young guys in there that I think in crucial time they won't do turnovers. I mean, that's the thing I look at now. Like Jersey came in and they played a hang of a game. Those they got good young players. Now, can they play in the playoffs? Because John, they do some turnovers. No problem. I mean, like I think even Matthews did it at the beginning, but he's become a pretty complete. But he's in his 6th, 7th year.
Yeah.
I don't know any player. I'm trying to think about the young players that come into the league. Maybe Marner. Marner, from the time he came in, I think Mike Babcock started him on the penalty kill. And, most of those high-powered early draft picks, especially the ones that go to the U.S. development team, they come out of there because I talked to Lindy about they're going to get Luke Hughes.
Yeah.
And I was talking to Lindy because I when he came into Tampa, and he's quite a guy, and he was a good soldier for us, and he's done a great job coaching. And I said, "You're going to get Luke Hughes," and he said, "Let's hope he can play some defense too," because it's tough. I mean, a lot of people think though that he's got a lot of Makar in him. I'm not sure of that. I haven't seen enough of him, John.
One of the things, Scotty, though, that you worry about Tampa, and when you had those 4 consecutive Stanley Cups in the late 70s, how do you keep the guys interested in playing all the time? It's got to be a drag.
Well, except the playoffs are going to be. I mean, they you're right. They're probably in the top 8 or 10 this year, which is a slippage, but. Once that playoff, and John, they don't have the next 10 days, 2 weeks, they can get ready for the playoffs. The one year they got knocked out 3 years ago,
Yeah.
They're going for all the record. As you remember, I think they did get the 62 games too, but so everybody was focused on that. And next thing you know, you're starting the first game in against Columbus. Hedman got hurt in that series, or
That's
just
right.
before that. So, but I mean, they don't have the depth, but they got two powerful lines. When you put Hagel and Killorn, and Cirelli, and I mentioned the other three top guys, and then you go. Maroon is Maroon. He's I don't know in the playoffs if those guys, but nobody's going to take advantage of the skilled guys, and they have to mess with him. And Perry's still a pretty useful second power play guy. So, but depth is what I'd be concerned about, and they're going to play Toronto, and you don't know with Toronto. I mean, if can they get the goaltending straightened out, and there's a lot of pressure on the goalies. That's, to me, that's the question mark.
How do you coach a team like Tampa? I'm wondering if Cooper, deliberately or otherwise, takes his foot off the pedal during the regular season, understanding that this team is capable of cranking it up in the postseason.
Well, I think Bobby, he sent one message. He must have couched. He's a pretty, very, very big motivator and a bright guy. And when he benched those three guys, I was watching the local the Tampa telecast. That game in Buffalo about a month ago, and he didn't put any of them on the ice. He was so tired of struggling on the road. He took Point, Kucherov, and Stamkos. Just stayed. And then after the thing, he said, "Well, I play to win every game, and I felt going into the third period, I could win better without them. But in the next game they played the next day, they got whipped. But boy, I'm telling you, those three guys, he gets the attention of the top players, and I think what they do, they really respect the fact that he knows what's going on, and he's got a good, his relationship is professional with them, and I just think he's going to have them ready, and he does count on guys. There's no question he counts on those top guys as much when there's a crucial game.
Sure. Boston seems to have had their foot on the pedal all year long. Can that hurt you as a team?
Well, they haven't had any adversity. I know what you're looking at, Bob, because there has been a lot of President Trophy teams, maybe about 30-40% that go all the way. But at the same time, they've made some terrific additions. This team is really, with Orlov, and he's got a little bite to him. McAvoy's really developed into, but the big surprise, not surprise, he was good 5 years ago, but Hampus Lindholm, he's a great defenseman right now. So, and I know Jimmy Montgomery, I think he's the type of guy, like, he's very positive.